Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you are in my house along with this beautiful duo of green moonstone, also known as garnierite. So we've got two AKAs in the house. So we've got the Little Reader / Amanda, green moonstone / garnierite. Garnierite. Someone help me. I don't know the pronunciation, but another thing that we've got here is the Lotus of Life, back by popular demand. And when I say popular demand, I mean I'm having so much fun with it that I am demanding it back. So that's why you're here. Thanks for being here. And today, beautiful soul, we are going to pull out a question that you have asked. This question, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's either come through email, through the comments down below, and please, if you're just new to the house, leave one, because Spirit may say, I would like to answer that, and it goes in the Lotus of Life. Email, comment, in-person conversations with friends, family, and beloved strangers, or channeled. Sometimes I'll just hear the questions. They'll come in. Sometimes they come in repeatedly, and that's a sign that the collective is muy curious. So let us dip, finger in, and see what we pull out. This one feels right to me. Got something falling off there. Let us gaze. Why am I so lonely? That is the question. Is it showing? Is it clear? There we go. Why am I so lonely? Well, that will blow the wind right out of your sails now, Tadiri. But that's okay. We'll just get the wind back. Let's find out. Let's see. Let's see as we channel into it, not just the feeling itself, which is like a rock in my chest, a rock in my stomach, a lot of rocks, but not the fun kind, more just like weights, heaviness. But let's see what Spirit has to say. This is one where, well, hold on, before we go down that road. When it comes to answering a question, it's a funny thing. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. Every individual's answer is as varied and nuanced and glorious as that individual is themselves. And that stands for identical twins as well, so don't think you got me there. Even identical twins or identical triplets, quadruplets, etc. have infinite differences between them beyond the realm of form. So no question can be blanketly answered, and yet, when truth is uttered and spoken, it cuts through all nuances and provides for an open heart the beginning of liberty. Getting to liberty is something that each individual must choose to devote themselves to. It can't be given from an outside source, but it can be pointed in. So that's an important message to come through right off the bat. It seems to be related to the fact that individuals are lonely for different reasons. And Spirit understands loneliness very uniquely, because Spirit gets lonely. In an interesting twist, Spirit itself is a lover, not a fighter. Well, sometimes. But fighting for love if we're going to be honest. Spirit wants to love. Spirit is the ultimate lover. There are poets and mystics who have felt this and have fallen in love with nature, which is like a very beautiful reflection of Spirit's love, and with the experience of life itself. There are individuals who have fallen into such a blissful state. I, as the little reader, in fact, have had the great honor of having moments of slipping into such a blissful state of pure love that all you can really do is let go of all your senses and bask in this overwhelming wave. No, it's more like a tsunami of perfect love. It is incomprehensible to the mind, so forgive me, and the words do fall short. Spirit gets lonely because Spirit would like to love all of itself. We're getting kinky now. Spirit would like to love itself. Really, actually, sex is a great example for this, so take the kids out of the room. Consider an individual who has a form, and every cell in that form has free will of how it chooses to identify. It can either identify as part of the entire form, part of the body, or it can identify as not. Only problem with that is that the cell lives in the form. So when it disidentifies from the form, it makes it a little tricky. Now, imagine that the form wants to get its freak on. And it wants to love physically and emotionally every part of itself. Only problem is, on this form, and we can use this one, let's right in front of us, as an example, all of the cells in the hands have decided that they are not part of the whole. Thank you very much. They belong, I don't know what they belong to, something else, but they are definitely not part of this form. They said that they decided that. They're off having their own experience. Only problem is they're still attached to the bod. So when Spirit goes to get freaky with Spirit's self, excuse me, spoiler alert, this is all a big metaphor. When the form goes to get freaky with the form self, it cannot make love to itself using the hands. They are now off the table. Not only that, but the circulation, it's like the emotions that are emanating from the heart, just flooding, burgeoning, gushing out. They stop at the wrists because the hands are like, every cell in here, which is millions of cells, have declared themselves to be not under the reign of the monarchy of this form. They are free subjects. But in doing so, they're not going to get any of the love. They say, no, I won't. And the form can't use these hands to touch the form self. Bummer. To stimulate, to massage, to do anything, nothing, because they aren't part of the whole. This is no playtime for the hands. They're not on board. Cells in revolt. So this puts this form in a very awkward position, and it's a lonely one too, because it's aware that there are things attached to it, part of it, that it cannot get through to. And even as this body, this form, gives the cells in these hands life, it gives the cells the life to be cells, to alive in there. You like that? That's what we call real perfect English. Even as it gives the cells life and sustains their very being, they're like, nah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Wompity womp. So now, I spoiled that by accident early, but taking that and running with it, darling, do you see what I'm going? Spirit is the all that is. It's the great animating force. It is the power. And it gets a little bit lonely sometimes to love on everything. It would like to love on everything. And the funny thing is, love, and it is funny. Spirit's very funny, by the way, hilarious. The funny thing is that love animates every form. So I, the little reader, for example, am like a cell in Spirit's body. And Spirit is giving me life. And in any moment, I can choose to be like, F off, you. I'm doing my own thing, not interested in your love. I'm letting the mind run the show. Appreciate you, though. And that's a great irony, because I'm using the life force provided to me by Spirit to run in the opposite direction. The great thing about Spirit, though, is Spirit is not limited to the judgment world of the mind. So to Spirit, yeah, Spirit gets a little lonely, but Spirit's also looking at the infinite watch, which as you can see doesn't exist, going, I got plenty of time. And I'm the type of lover who will wait forever for you through all your iterations. This cell can dance, it can jump, it can turn, it can twist, it can shift from the hands to the feet to a different part of the body, completely re-identify time and time again, however you like. If you're into the multiple lives or whatever that means to you, beautiful soul, it can be a complete and constant dance, and Spirit will wait and support it and animate it and say, dance the way you like to dance, because Spirit also is huge into foreplay. And again, if there are kids in the room, bye. Spirit is huge into foreplay. Spirit will totally enjoy the process of waiting for every single cell to at some point say, wait a second, I'm catching on to this. I am love? No, it can't be. It's true. And then the soul and Spirit unite. And that's the divine bliss. That's the love affair. So when I was talking about poets and mystics who are they're all blissed out, literally out of their mind, because they are beyond the mind. Silly world. Silly so many of us thinking that the mind is the end-all be-all. Where there are these individuals who are blissed out of the mind, just having this ecstatic, truly ecstatic experience where the mind is permeated with love, the form is permeated with love, and it's sustained. It's not the momentary spike that comes from orgasm or substance use or movement or the oxytocin or the dopamine, or somewhere there's a psychology degree in this head that knows about the other happy chemicals. But suffice it all to say, beautiful soul, we have a question to answer. But Spirit knows about loneliness. That was the point of that. Now, why are you so lonely? There are still forms and half forms to love. Spirit illuminates this now, and was illuminating it the entire time. What makes us lonely is the wall between us and love, what we perceive to be us, usually the form and the mind. We're so much more than that, though. Tune into the other transmissions to get a load of that. What we perceive as us is separate from love. We're calling out for love. That is what makes us so lonely. That's why I'm so lonely. That's why you're so lonely, beautiful soul. That's why the collective is so lonely, because we're calling out for love. Love! We're like Spirit calling out for us. Love! Where are you? I need you. And this is why we can be lonely in relationships and out of relationships. We can be lonely in crowded rooms and in empty rooms. We can be lonely in the bathroom. We can be lonely everywhere, all the time, everything, everywhere, all at once, we can be lonely. We're looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, we're looking for love from out there. Haven't yet realized. I'm pointing at my heart, by the way. Mostly my heart chakra, because I don't think my heart's right in the middle of my sternum, but I could be wrong. I've never x-rated it before. In the heart. And here we go again. And I say it every time, beautiful soul. We always get back to this every time. The realm of heart. That's where Spirit's guiding us. That's where Spirit's taking us. That's why Spirit had me write this question down and put it in the lotus of life. Because it gets back to love. It gets back to the realm of heart. Infinite love is in us. For the past thousands of years, don't quote me on timing, but you know what I mean. Well, maybe. Let's continue and you will. We have loved through the mind. We have loved through the realm of mind. We thought the realm of mind was it, like the final frontier of human consciousness. Mind, oh my God, it was perfection. We had philosophy, we had mathematics, we had astronomy and science. Oh yeah, science. And nearly everything you see around you exists as a result of those things, as a result of the realm of mind. So thank you, realm of mind. Much appreciate. What the realm of mind has facilitated, though, is this all the way up to this present moment in time, space, reality, right here, right now. 17 minutes into this transmission. I was looking around for a time and date, but they're not relevant. You know where you are. What mind has given us now is an environment cushy enough and technology savvy enough to get you and me to right here in this moment where you and I are, so that Spirit could say, now it's time to explore the realm of heart. Now that we've got the basic survival requirements down, enough to own or possess access to the World Wide Web, okay? So I know it may not be where your heart desires, and that's okay. We're not saying it's never going to get there, okay? Switching to the realm of heart doesn't mean giving up on being a rich daddy. So don't worry about that. But what switching to the realm of heart does mean is that you have the opportunity to tap into infinite love, to tap into the very force that animates you, that gives the cell the ability to be in the body, even as it denies that it's part of the form. I am not. Oh, but you are, my sweet friend. And when we get into the realm of heart, we get back to the source of love. We've been accustomed to loving through the mind and believing that we need a form to love and a form to love us. That is a mental belief. That is a belief system that exists in the realm of mind. The realm of mind, it wants your attention, of course. It's the realm of half forms. It wants to turn into reality or believe that it is. So, of course, it will always have you believing that you need the next person, place, or thing so that you can feel love. Again, Spirit has taken us to a point now where we can love beyond the mind. There's a great screenplay title in there somewhere. Write that down. I'll have my assistant write that down. And as I said yesterday, I'm the assistant. A new way to love. Through the heart. It's different. It's not mental. It doesn't require the presence of any person, place, or thing. All it requires is the following. Are you alive? Perfect. You are capable of this. So why am I so lonely? As we began the transmission with, there are a million reasons why intellectually we could break it down. And intellectually, there's always nuance and there's always a gray area, and we don't want to make a blanket statement. We could look at, psychology major here. We could look at the childhood. We could look at the adolescence. We could look at the recent adulthood, or we could look at ancestral traumas. We could look at environmental stressors and strains. We could look at socioeconomic status, either high or low, anywhere in between. And we could give reasons, of course. But Spirit is boiling it all down to this. You don't have love right now. You don't perceive love. The mind or the form are not perceiving love, so they are lonely. They are lonely. What Spirit's saying is you have the source available to you. It's right here, center of the chest. It requires devotion. It requires showing up. It requires a practice. We can't like high five it once and then, oh, fixed. That would be another mental trick. And the mind loves failures. It loves to give us an instant fix and then watch that instant fix fail so that it can draw our awareness back up into the mind where it likes us to live. And that's fine. We love you, beautiful mind. Beautiful mind has given us so much, as we acknowledged earlier. But now, if you don't mind, it's time. It's time to move to the final frontier. It's not even the final frontier, but it will feel like it. It will, in fact, blow your mind and your form when you realize that unconditional love can, in fact, flow out of you to yourself. And when such a thing occurs, loneliness cannot abide, because loneliness ultimately is just a cry for attention and awareness, for validation, to be seen. All of which love is the medicine. Love, unconditional love, does. In spades. It sees, it validates, it honors, it heals, it protects, it nurtures, it uplifts, it inspires, it creates, it expands, it sustains. That's love. And you have it. Because you are it, beautiful soul. So that's where we're leaving it today. As always, I'm humbled to share space with you, to share presence with you, and to share love with you. Because my sweet, sweet friend, you are so very worthy of it. Until we meet again.